Hello, my name is Shadley and welcome back for another episode of Victoria 3 Japan. In previous episode, we realized that investment pool is just, it's almost a problem already because it's just so massive. So we need to start increasing our construction speed a lot faster. I mean, we're working on it, but it's just, well, basically as soon as we get to the point where we have the steel frame buildings, then that is going to be allowing us to, well, basically triple our construction speed already. So we'd be getting pretty close to 1,000 almost. But anyway, we got a war brewing against Dutch East Indies, so we need to activate some armies here. And I think we're going to activate all of them. And then we're going to figure out who's going to be fighting where. I think what we're going to do is we're going to have the small armies over here in Borneo. Taking out those. We'll let the celebs to fall for the time being. Is there? Well, there's potential for some front lines there. We'll get at least one front line. Which one of these is going to be the best? You are pretty good attacker. So attack from there. I suppose we could place one somewhere still. I've got one more army. I suppose, we'll activate this one and fight in celebs. We'll clear out one side first and then we'll turn around and take the other side. Hopefully that will work. But yeah, that's going to be a little bit extra. I suppose we got a few battalions from Indonesia itself protecting us. And then I suppose, actually, Navy. So we'll have the small fleet raiding convoys over there. And then the big fleet is gonna escort convoys into the Indonesia headquarters. So that will provide the supply or convoy protection for all the supplies that we have. I'm pretty sure that we've got a bigger fleet than they do. You could say that, they don't have a fleet. That'll make our life a lot easier. But let's unpause. They might not even fight. I mean, it's currently uncertain, to be fair. So, remains to be seen. Damaging relations. They are worried. I'm going to put another war goal to conquer... Oh, actually, is that... Return state? Oh, the Sunda Islands. Ooh. That'd be quite nice. We're going to take a lot of infamy here. So, I think this is going to be the point in time when we start going very high in infamy. Let's take the... Is that West Borneo? Yeah, West Borneo. So I'll take that one. And then I suppose we could try taking celebs as well. So that would give us the entire islands there. We'll get this state, or whatever they own in here. I wonder if we could take the northern Sumatra as well. We got some points. That doesn't leave us with a lot of extra, but I think we can win this. They are worried though, so it's entirely possible that there's not going to be any fighting. Admittedly, then it's only going to give all. It's going to reduce the infamy a decent chunk because we don't. Oh, through a contra embargo. All right. Is there a lot of? Well, I haven't set up a lot of trade routes myself. Admittedly, we got a bit of extra fruits. Is there anyone that would? Ooh, Russian market. Yeah, we'll sell some. Oh, did we actually put in an extra one there? Let's have a look. No, it's only that one. Okay, good. Kind of double click there, so I wasn't entirely sure if it was... Oh, did we lose a general? General has died. Oh, lovely. Alright, well, let's get a new general then. Recruit general, Japan. Firebrand, that's a lot of popularity. Innovative, as a morale loss is reduced. Or we could do... Oh, now this one's pretty good. Alcoholic, admittedly, but mountain combat expert, so defense into elevated terrain. Open terrain commander, so offensive flat terrain. A bit reckless, so, you know, it's... a lot more morale loss and recovery rate is reduced, but more offense. And defensive strategies, so plus 30% defense. I think we're going to take that one. And then we're going to promote that immediately. That's good for a... well, relatively good for a sort of a strong defensive leader. But let's go ahead and bring in the army over here again. Wait, no, is that the wrong one? One over there... Oh, it's... Maybe we promote the wrong one then. Oh well. Regardless, we'll have armies around. They've got 20 battalions there. They've got 0 over there still. I suppose they haven't activated the conscripts all that much. They are still worried, though. But they used most of their points already, so they can invite one nation in at this stage. Question is, who's that going to be? Possibly Spain. We'll be probably able to clear out celebs fairly quickly. And then, hopefully, we'll also take out Sumatra, more or less. Well, we should be getting at least this stage from them, and then we can start advancing into Siak and all that with land connection, so that is going to be a lot easier for us. The samurais... Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in a little bit more military funding. Could we afford doing the... That would be extra authority. I suppose Petit Bourgeoisie would like us a bit more, so the interest rate would be reduced, although it's a lot of extra points there. You know, I think it's worthwhile. Intelligentsia is loving us now, so the migration attraction everywhere is going to be increased. Admittedly, since we've got a fairly limited amount of nation or nationalities that can move in, it's not initially going to be that much. We've definitely got better troops than they do right now on the front line there. Oh, we're building all the rubber plantation and rice farms. We've got 50 rice farms underway. Probably built a few of them already, but yeah, that's going to be a lot of them. But they haven't invited anyone else in yet. They are fearful, so they might give up. Spend the rubber industry completed. Rubber boom. We need more rubber. Recent expansion of the rubber plantations in East Borneo has yielded extremely promising results. Japanese shogunate threatens to lead the world in rubber productions. Alright, well, I'll take it. Extra third on the production there. Oh, and they back down. Well, at least we got all the rest of the state. I actually wonder, is there anything else that we need to increase production that is produced by plantations? Tobacco. Okay, so we're going to take the tobacco plantations over here, and I'll give them automatic irrigation. That's going to improve the productions a bit further. And now that the armies are no longer active, that's going to start reducing the expenditures that we have, although we're still losing a bit of cash. But that's because we got something building over here that is not covered by the investment. Oh, it's the university in Kyushu that's being built. Gold depleted in North Borneo. Alright, gold fields depleted. It's a bit unfortunate. We could actually build another gold mine there. Now with that, and then is there... Well, there's more rubber over here that we could probably build. That's the rubber price. It's not too bad. We haven't started using the rubber on the textile mill over here, admittedly. If we do that, then the rubber... Well, it's actually... The rubber price is going to increase, but it's not that massive, and it's going to be a lot of luxury clothing. So I'll take that, and I'm just going to give this one another few levels. There we go, that's going to be a lot of extra money, hopefully. Oh, Srikatra abandoned Austria. What's happening here? Johor is having a revolution, alright. Oh, have we... No, we haven't quite reduced our relations with Pera quite enough. That's just a matter of time. Then we're going to do a war against them. And then we'll hopefully take Banjar with that war. And all that. But yeah, our infamy did drop quite a bit since we didn't actually have the... Or take all the war things, or war goals that we had there. Oh, there we go. The radical numbers have dropped by 1.3 million. Oh my goodness. I suppose that... I don't know if that had impact, or was impacted by the fact that we started reducing the luxury clothing price. Maybe a little bit. But the standard of living is now 12.7 average. That's not too bad. There's still a lot of ways to go. GDP per capita is £3. I mean, it's not the worst. Oh, we got number 5 GDP in the world. So we've gone past Great Britain and British Raj and Russia. Oh, man. We're not that far from Italy, either. A matter of security. With the proposal to pass Guaranteed Liberties law, members of the government have voiced their concerns about it compromising national interest, internal security. 5% less bureaucracy, but 15% chance passing it. I'll take that. Rubber discovered in Cambodia. Well, we haven't gotten into there quite yet. We'll probably get there eventually. And we've increased the construction speed a bit further, so it's the... Oh, the investment pool is still increasing. Okay. Oh, repeaters unlocked. Right, so at this stage I'm just going to go for the steel frame buildings, because we need that desperately. We really need it. There's no two ways around it. Right, Southern Australia still has a lot... Oh, that wasn't the button that I meant to press. We still have a pretty bad infrastructure in here. I don't suppose we could reduce the... Well, the ancient price is pretty high, so we probably want to keep that one around. The livestock ranch, they don't have a lot of employment in there. The railways, we can't really reduce the... Ooh. It would actually reduce the amount of employment total if it's privately owned here. But of course, it's different employment, but that would allow us to get a bit more workers and other things. And maybe, if we put in the electric street lights now, that's going to be more employment rather than less. We can't really reduce the stuff over there, but like we need to figure out ways to reduce the employment needed. Because there might be a few more things. Ooh, actually, we put in elastics over here. Although that's more a workforce, but you know, it's also a lot more production. That's already set up to the max. So no, I don't think there's too much that I can do to reduce all of that. We'll just have to accept that Western Australia is going to have bad access. And I suppose Southern Australia as well, because they don't have their own port. Let's give them a couple ports, that should probably fix a lot of issues. Lura improving relations. Guatemala improving relations, alright. And all the rice farms in the world are being built right now. Well, not all of it, but it's going to be a massive increase in production. Can we have a look at the... So, oh yeah, we've got 7,000... Okay. Grain, trade routes, export, who wants it? Macron, Uluran... Siek would buy some. Vietnamese market would buy some. Dutch East Indies would buy some. Russian market, well, that's not going to be a lot of money, admittedly. We'll sell to the Macron market. I don't actually know who that... Oh, hold on a minute. Italian market. Yes, please. That's going to be a lot of trade going down there with the grain. And I suppose the tariffs... Oh, the tariffs have dropped quite a bit. Oh, I'm only getting 80 from grain right now. Plus, there may have been some embargoes or something not that long ago that reduced the interest. Or the income, rather, not the interest. Right, Siak is now... Not Sarah, Perak is now 18 opinion of us, so we could probably do our war over there. So, conquer Perak. Let's see. Oh, Austria would join that. Okay, are you actually... You got defensive back with Austria. Ah, okay. Well, that does complicate things a little bit. Another option would be Siam, I suppose. They got defensive pact with Alger. If we were to do a landing over here for Siamese Malaya, for example, and take a little bit more, that might not be the worst, although we just lowered the infamy a little bit, so we'll give it a few more moments to reduce. Just to make sure that we don't take too many radicals from the conquest and all that. Although the radical numbers, we lost a lot of radicals recently. I suppose the standard of living is increasing very rapidly right now, partially probably because the food is very cheap, among other things. What do we need the most right now? So we need a lot of tools. Over 1,000 tools. Okay, I'm going to give it another 5 tooling workshops to be built. Admittedly, once we get through a lot of these, it's going to be a lot more available anyway. Oh, there we go. That's a lot of farms done. Guaranteed liberty is still coming along very slowly. Admittedly, once we pass that, we're going to need more bureaucracy, quite frankly. Jubu, we're going to... Well, you already got a few being built. We've got one over here being built. I'm just going to build another one over there at the capital. And also, how's the infrastructure levels over here? It's, okay. We'll probably need a bit more. We've got another 5 levels being built, admittedly, so that'll probably be done soon enough. Oh no, we lost an admiral. Alright, which one was it? It was the bigger one. That might not be bad. 10% offense, expert naval commander, and meticulous. Seems like a very smart choice, quite frankly. And we'll also promote you to the 40 fleet already. Or flotillas, so that's going to be pretty good. Oh, oil prices dropping even further. Well, admittedly, there's still not a lot of things that we're using it. Although, one thing that we could use it in is at the food industry over here, start using vacuum canning. Needs a bit more engineers, but the production is also going to increase. And also increases the oil price, which still is quite rubbish, quite frankly. Threshing machines. Hold on, so what does that do at the farms over here? So it just reduces the workforce required, right? Yeah. Use a bit more coal. Not going to do that in Kanto, quite frankly, because we've got plenty of pops there. But, for example, over here in Australia, it might not be a bad idea to start using that. Substitution is going to be a bit higher. But also, a lot less workers are required, so it's not the worst thing in the world. Hopefully we can improve the petite bourgeoisie's opinion of us over time. Now, admittedly, the amount of loyalists that we have has been increasing with pretty steady speed, although it's kind of plateauing right now. But at least the amount of radicals has dropped as well. And now we're getting a lot of the railways built up again, so that means that the market is back to a bit more... Oh, aniline is spreading. Alright. And that is still going to take a while. We've got 16 months until we get the steel frame building, by the looks of it. We could probably... Ooh, we almost got 100 points in the innovation there. I'm going to build another... Oh, we already got one university underway there. I'm going to build another university. Like, we're going to get so many universities on a Kansai that it's going to be producing like 50 innovation, probably. Well, maybe not quite that much, but it's probably going to be good overall. And... yeah, the tech spread is still not all that great, although I suppose it could be a lot worse. Wild wells. Flow-eyes, oil fires, and other lethal accidents are becoming more common as the hunt for oil in Shubu grows more ruthless. Where there's oil, there will be blood. So we're building now. A lot of the railways, some motor industries, some... Oh, we're getting some government administration as well, so we'll finally get the... bureaucracy increase again. Then there's the university, we'll get some chemical plants. Shogun intervenes in political process. Ooh. There would be a lot of groups that would hate that. Including petite bourgeoisie. They would still be loyal enough. Samurais on the other hand would lose, yeah, would lose the tech bonus there. Who else would be, right, intelligentsia. Intelligentsia is still pretty happy. I'm going to take that. Because it's actually not going to be that bad. Like, the petite bourgeoisie is going to like that. As soon as we can pass this law, then we'll be good again. Plus, it's going to start reducing the radicals and all that. Slowly but surely. But looks like our... Oh, standard of living is 13 now. Still pretty low overall, but we're starting to improve it a lot. Admittedly, the GDP is also increased. Oh, wow, number 4 now. We passed Prussia. Italy is 11 million away. Jing is still pretty high there. And who was the number 1? Austria? Yeah, Austria. Liberal. Oh, well, Austria has a revolt. Let's have a look at Europe. Oh yeah, they got a bit of a revolt there. And Prussia seems to have a revolt as well. Scandinavia is a thing. Who apparently got something going on. Potentially, I don't actually know what's going on in here. Oh, Scandinavia is Schleswig-Holstein. Oh right, but that's just the state in it. Oh well. They got something going on for sure. What about... So America is still... Yeah. It gets kind of stuck in this way if there's a revolution that just splits the USA. So that probably needs a bit of fixing. Chile has colonized that area already. And France has been colonizing a lot into Africa. Britain has been a decent chunk on the Western Africa. But like the Eastern Africa, France has been the one quite a bit. Now, how strong are the Austrian troops? They probably have at least... Well, I suppose they are a little bit busy right now. They've got so many wars. If I wanted to do the war against Perak, now might actually be the time. Because I don't think they'll be able to send in a lot of troops in here. Yeah, we'll go for that one. We're going to be losing a bit of cash here, so we'll probably be hitting the 20 million credit again soon enough. But we'll increase the max amount of credit quite a bit, so I'm not too worried about that. Right, so the armies, we should have... We don't actually have any in there. Because we didn't have a proper war. Right, well, let's go ahead and put in at least this one. Attacking into Banjar. Oh. Alright, so they lost a lot of their allies. Okay, I mean, at least we can get a landing in there. There's still Cambodia that we could maybe conquer. Yeah, it's a lot of infamy, admittedly. 22 points, so it's going to take us over 50 total. We may need to do a landing in Cambodia then, but we'll be fine, I'm sure. Manage Philippines, damaging relations. Alright, well, we've got a lot of infamy, so everyone hates us. Cambodia... Okay, Burma is improving relations, actually, oddly enough. But yeah, if we can get Cambodia, we can then start fighting Dainan, for example, get ourselves a more coastline over here, and start setting up some armies in here as well. Plus, if we can get Tonkin, that would be a lot of opium that we could farm there. That's really important for our future, especially for the armies. Create Jing sites with them. Oh. Well, how strong of a fleet do the Chinese have? 15 flotillas. Okay, that's not really much. Austrian flotilla is something that I'm slightly more worried about, but they are kind of busy right now. So let's go ahead and, first of all, put in the smaller fleet over here to raid convoys. Then we'll put in, well, I suppose we can't start the naval invasion with the other one yet. Is there, well... We'll do a landing in Perak at some point. We'll put in Formosa as a war goal at least. Conquer state, Formosa. It's going to be the first of very many wars against China. And the infamy is just increasing. I think we might have to start for... Oh, did we ever get the repeater? We did get the repeaters. Okay, well that's something that we can do. Is switch to that production. So that the small arms price is going to start dropping. I wonder if we could... Yeah, we drop the artillery price even further. The steel consumption, admittedly, is going to start increasing, so let's get another steel mill or two. And maybe another glasswork. We're losing quite a bit of cash, though. Great Qing declared rivalry, I'm not surprised by that. We've got 50% chance of passing the guaranteed liberties, at least. That'll be fine. And samurais do not like us all that much, so I don't think our troops are going to be performing quite as well as I was hoping for. We're getting a lot of the logging camps now built, and some gold mines. We're getting some... Oh, we're building arts academies and such. Yeah, okay. That's why we're losing money. It's not really even the armies being active. Although, speaking of armies being active, we should probably activate all the armies. So they'll be on proper strength. So as long as Austria is going to be busy with other... Well, they probably won their civil war already. No? They're still fighting. Alright then, well... That is good for me. Oh, there we go. So we've got some troops over here. I suppose... Is there any... No, there's no front right now, so we'll just... we could use this one to do a landing into Perak. Because that's one of the war goals. Then we'll do a landing in Cambodia. We'll conquer that, and we'll do a landing in Formosa. I wonder if I should try taking something else from China as well. Like, maybe if I take Outer Manchuria. Or if I take Xinjiang. Ooh, force recognition. Oh, no, I can't do that. Too many points. We'll need to do that later, I guess. So it's 25 points that we have. There's a lot of Chinese provinces that we could try taking. Xinjiang is definitely one of the ones that could be useful. Now, I'm assuming that our troops are a lot better than the Chinese counterpart. Line infantry, mobile artillery, so yeah, we got better troops. So landing is possible. Not necessarily easy, but possible. If we do a landing in Beijing, then that will force them out of the war anyway. So I'm going to put in a war goal for Xinjiang because, you know, it's kind of... well, technically speaking, by the time this war ends, it's probably going to be close to 1905. During which Japan took some lands from Russia. And here, but yeah, I think we're going to put in a war goal for Xinjiang. We get our own part of the Great Wall as well. But yeah, that's going to be... Oh, diplomats expelled from Free States of America. Well, we might be a bit of a pariah right now. Let's have a look at the market. So there's inactive trade. Let's cancel that then. Dine demonstration relations. Embargo from SIAC. Dutch East Indies. I think we might have a bit of a... Well, yeah. I'm sure that the infamy will start dropping. We've got a lot of influence to use to drop that. People expelled from Italy. Alright. Embargo from Great Jing. Well, we are out of war. So I suppose we could do the same. We'll still have enough to get the full bonus there. Right, so if we have a look at the trade routes, well, there's still a lot of trade routes that others have into my country, I suppose. But not me having to other nations all that many. Right, they can't invite anyone else in, so that's good. They only want war reparation from me, so if I lose, admittedly it's probably going to be a little bit expensive, but, you know, we can probably... Oh, there we go, guaranteed liberty is done. We still had a bit of extra bureaucracy, luckily. Just because of the petite bourgeoisie, quite frankly. But that is now going to reduce the amount of radicals that we get to some degree. Oh, embargo from Russia, that's bad. Admittedly, we get a bit more bureaucracy out of that. Right, so let's start with some naval invasions. We'll start a naval invasion into Perak. We'll send in one of the 40 battalion armies. Is Kantaro the one with the experienced offensive planner? So you're going to do the landing there. Then after that, we're going to do a landing in Cambodia, then Formosa, and then probably in Beijing. We've got a bit of extra troops in here, but that's probably fine. We are going to be sinking some of the convoys over here. I don't know if the Austrians are going to do anything about our convoys, to be fair. All discovered in Outer Manchuria. Well, that would have been a nice area to take then, I guess. There's a lot of coal mine and iron mine capacity in there, and some oil rigs and gold mines. Oh man, that's actually a surprisingly good area. Other than the fact that the Russians already own Vladivostok, but beyond that... Oh, we're still losing, well, yeah, lacking about 40,000 in investment pool transfers. Oil rush subsidies. No frontier lasts forever. I think we're going to declare neutrality on that one. Just so that we don't need to worry about that one on the list there. So, Perak, Jing... Oh, right, so Austria, since they are not a negotiating partner on this war, and they're probably rather busy in Europe. I don't think they have a lot of troops coming in, especially since there's no front lines yet. Assuming that we can do the landings quickly enough, we can do the conquering of Perak, Cambodia, and Formosa without any intervention from anyone else, quite frankly. Hey, we sank some Jing convoys, 68 of them. I'll just go and sail on, that's quite nice for them, I guess. Right, so the amount of loyalists has dropped a little bit in the past year, but I'm hoping that it's going to start increasing again, maybe? Not entirely sure. We've still got... Okay, it is actually going down. We've still got over 1.1 million, though, so it's not the worst, but the amount of debt we're accumulating right now during this war, mostly due to all these art academies being built. To be fair, that's on me. I'm set up at 3 of them to be built to get to 15 total. And now we've got the government administrations being built as well. Do we have... Okay, the glassworks, steel mills, and all that sort of stuff is being queued up in there. What do we need other than... Okay, hardwoods is something that we definitely need more. We could probably... yeah, we'll get some logging camps over here. Not necessarily the best location for it, but it'll do. Now let's get a few more... Actually, the railways are probably sufficient in here. Yeah, they are. Over here, on the other hand, not so much. So Chubu is going to get... Ooh, they don't have any ports. Let's build 10 ports there. That's going to be a lot of convoys and a lot of... Oh, hello. I found a fleet. Our fleet is a lot better than theirs. Plus, it's bigger than theirs. So we can sink some of their convoys after this. Their fleets won't be stopping us doing anything. Oh, and the landing in here is going to be a success by the looks of it. It was 2 versus 2, but they had a lot less manpower in total. So there's going to be an easy victory there. Hopefully. Is that going to be an entire state? No, not entirely. Well, you know, it's one battle more and we should have all of this conquered. So Prague will surrender soon. Oh, they don't even have a general there. Oh, right. Oh, well, there's one more battle. Okay. But they are losing now war support 9 per week. So this is going to be done fairly soon, I reckon. Industrial grade materials. Oh, set up a steel import. How much do the industrialists like me? They like me well enough. I think I'm going to take that one because currently even if we set up a trade route for it, will be immediately embargoed again. Let's go ahead and send in a new invasion then. So Kantaro can do the next landing as well. Gold depleted in California, alright. And then once we've done the landing there, we'll just send landing to be done in Formosa already. Is there... Well, there might be some troops in there, admittedly. But one by one we can win these fights. We'll get some sort of ports to use in the future. Ooh, wow, okay, the bureaucracy is a bit bad. Right, well, it's a good thing that we're building at least... Well, actually, we built some, but we don't have enough. Petite bourgeoisie not liking us is going to be very much of a hindrance. We got 100,000 unrealized taxes. Now, admittedly, well, a decent chunk of it is from lack of bureaucracy, most likely. I mean, there's also insufficient taxation capacity in a lot of places. Hey, but Southern Australia is now 65% market access, so that's good. Slowly improving, I guess. So Chubu, did we... We could probably get another few administration centers in here. Gonna build 5 of them. It's not gonna be taking too long for them to be on the construction line. Or line to be constructed. And we passed the... Oh, right, yeah, we're not trying to pass any laws right now. Looks like the loyalist numbers have actually increased a little bit again. Politician died. Who died? Oh, it was the leader of the peasants, or the rural folk. Right, how many days until the landing? That is going to be in 18 days, okay. Almost at 20 million credit. We've got 166 million GDP. So that is at least slowly improving, and as long as the infamy can start dropping a bit more, then we'll be dropping below the pariah levels for a little bit longer, but the next war is already going to be putting us above that again. We've got 55 legitimacy, so not a lot. We could technically increase taxation if need be. But I suppose, well, the investment pool transfers are not going to be saving us this time. Not fully anyway, but I suppose once the war ends. Which, to be fair, the landing has started. We are going to win this, by the looks of it. They got more troops in there, but we are inflicting a lot more casualties. So if we have a look at the graphs here, they started with a lot more, and we're almost even now. And then it's, yeah, it's going to be a victory. And once that landing is done, we'll start planning the next landing into Formosa already. So we can get that done. And then once we got Formosa, we're going to do a landing into Beijing. And then we'll probably be able to conquer into Beijing or Xinjiang. Although not necessarily, but if we can even conquer part of Beijing, that'll all be sufficient. There we go, so that's a victory. And now the fleet is available again, so naval invasion, Formosa. Who's the other 40 battalion? So Yoshi is going to be doing a landing. I don't remember if he's got good attacking modifiers. Experienced artillery commander, okay, it's not too bad. And meanwhile in Cambodia there is troops moving in there. Oh, it's the Jing armies are moving in. Admittedly, they won't have very high morale because of the supplies and all that. Sinking some of their convoys at least. Perak is about to surrender. Ooh, the tool price isn't too bad right now. Oil price is still very bad, or low. Admittedly, you know, that means that we can utilize that in a lot of places soon enough. So that's one out of the war. Cool, let's actually have a quick look over here what we have. Do we have a port? We do. Let's make sure that it's using the industrial port, so we'll get a lot of infrastructure. There we go, so that's going to be at least a little bit more in here. Some unemployed now, but those will be hired to other areas soon enough. Hey, oh, Cambodia front. Oh, it split the army. I want you to be over there. They do have a general in there, but it's not advanced. Okay, so what I can do, I suppose, is take the army from here. Put you to advance on there. You should be arriving there in... Okay, they might combine the fronts again. I know we're losing 100,000 per week, but I suppose if we can get the bureaucracy fixed to even some degree, then that'll be fine. How long until the landing in... Okay, that's a week until the landing in Formosa. But I do realize that we are actually out of time for this episode. So, if you enjoyed this, please like, subscribe if you haven't already. Also got the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.